Bueno, pues estamos en un nuevo juego, en este caso Black Mirror 3, y vamos a ir con la guía, vamos a ir resolviendo los capítulos uno a uno, son unos cuantos, así que vamos a empezar. Os voy a dejar con el prólogo.
What are you doing?
Help me! I'm being chased! They're active. They're gonna kill me. The order, the academy, it's collapsed. My sister and my mother are dead.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
That's just what I was going to say. That's the bloke we've been looking for. That's the Yank.
What?
Well, what a coincidence, Mr. Michaels. I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Miss Amanda Valley. And probably for arson, too.
What? No!
Take him away, Constable.
Inspector, I think I found her.
Damn! Calling the lads. There's nothing more we can do here.
She didn't set herself.
Why not? Perhaps she was cold and set herself on fire? For God's sake, she was murdered. Am I the only one round here with half a brain? Anyway, we are not going to find any more clues. It's been raining all night. You stay here and wait for the cavalry. I'll go down to the village and ask some questions.
Bit early for a beer, isn't it, Inspector?
I'm here on official business, Tom.
It wasn't me, honest. Me brother Bobby's me witness.
Do you know Amanda Valley?
Yes, unfortunately. I still owe her money.
Well, hold on to it. Buy her a wreath.
Heck, why? Is she dead?
You could say that. Burned. Probably last night between 6 p.m. and midnight. Where were you?
Hey, Inspector, you know I wouldn't kill anyone. I was out with Bobby at a theme park, Alton Towers.
So, do you know if Miss Valley had any enemies?
Apart from the Gordons?
The Gordons.
Her brother was cut off by that Samuel chap. I guess since then, she's absolutely hated that family.
Any other tips?
Have you seen that Yank that's been sneaking around here recently? He's the one with the blood in his hands. He was chatting with a man. He asked me about a tackle for robbing houses. No idea what.
Holy, she really hadn't gotten over it. What have we got here? Interesting. Darren Michaels, Bedford, Maine, last week. I'll bet anyone 10 quid that's the Yank Tom was talking about.
Inspector! Inspector, the castle's on fire!
Oh, great. As if a burnt corpse wasn't enough. Come on.
Just listen to what I've got to say first. You can't just...
Come on, get in the car.
Couple of flaming torch next to a burning cask. If this isn't my ticket out of this dump, then God only knows.
Bien, pues llegamos al capítulo 1. Y aquí vamos a empezar con el juego.
So, you fell in love with this woman?
Angelina.
Fell in love with Angelina, without knowing she was your sister. She lured you to England, to Black Mirror Castle, the castle of your ancestors, to use you as a key. That's right, isn't it? Do me a favor, and put the lighter down, all right? You said it had something to do with a curse, Adrian.
You tell me. All I know is that I drizzled blood on a book and read, and then bang, black all around me. And the next thing I can remember, all in all, a grade A nightmare. The ritual probably worked, and now I'm possessed by a centuries-old evil.
You believe you're carrying a second soul. Oh, Adrian. But believe me, no one is cursed. Children always believe they're to blame. So, how was it for you to meet your biological mother after all these years?
No, she was taken hostage by Angelina. They both died shortly
In
after.
the ritual chamber. Exactly. And your foster mother in America?
No, she was in a coma, and then
All right, then. Perhaps we should forget about the women in your family. Let's talk about your father. Wait a minute, Constable. We're not finished yet.
Perhaps we can leave that till tomorrow.
As you wish.
I don't mean to interrupt, but the inspector has something important he needs to talk with Mr. And you know what the inspector's like. It's about the bail.
Is it still not high enough for him? There's no one who would spend a penny on me anyway.
Don't say that.
All right, Doc.
Yes. Well, I can't...
Mr. Michaels, come along now, please.
If there's anything you want to talk about, Adrian, I'm here most of the time. And Zach, tell the inspector he should keep to the arranged times. I don't burst in...
Yes, Mum. I'll tell him.
So how's your abused little arsonist soul? Stroke better. I hope you see the burning faces of the 4 poor souls you have on your conscience.
Thanks for asking.
You know what? I'm starting to run out of patience with you. If I could, your fellow countrymen should be made to endure your fairy tales.
If you'd led a decent investigation, then you'd have found evidence.
And now the little thug wants to tell me how to do my job. Constable Zach was down, and Miss Valley's also mysterious order. Nonsense.
They had an assembly chamber in the mine, and Victoria knows about it too.
Assembly chamber. Don't make me laugh. Miss Valley gave lectures on the cursed Gordon clan in there. And the old biddy hasn't spoken since the fire.
Gordon clan? Old biddy? Stop talking about my family like that.
Your family? Yeah, well, you'd actually fit in with those...
Whatever. Can I go back to my cell now?
Unfortunately, I have to throw you out of your little paradise.
What did you say? Who?
Doesn't seem to be a friend of yours. Wanted to stay anonymous. Well, whatever. Get your thing. But don't go too far. Otherwise, that would be pretty much the most stupid thing that could happen.
I can well believe it.
All the better. So be a good boy and go collect your things from your apartment.
Bien, pues aquí empezamos el juego. Nos dice que vayamos a coger las cosas de nuestro apartamento. Se refiere a los calabozos. Así que vamos a ir a la taquilla.
Only the Willow Creek police know why there's only... My pencil... but where's my diary?
Nos falta el diario, así que vamos a hablar con Matt.
My friendly fellow inmate, Matt Newcastle. Have you seen my diary?
Your diary? And here's me thinking it belonged to some nutter. I don't know what happened to me in the ritual chamber. What went wrong?
How did you get into my locker? Stop, Constable!
Or worse, what if nothing went wrong? What if Mordred has been... Please, somebody help me. Stop me from becoming a murderer.
Give that here, bastard!
I don't want to be Mordred's puppet. I want this fiend to disappear, back to the hell.
I'll have you. I'll kill you!
Boo-hoo-hoo! I don't want to be a murderer. Boo-hoo! Don't make me crap myself. I'm so scared. Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, Scarface! Oh, forget it, you nutter.
No probé yo lo de usar el lápiz con este tío y lo mataba. No lo mata. Bueno, venga, salimos de aquí.
Can you sign here, please? Just to confirm that you've read the bail conditions and that you've been instructed to register with Dr. Winterbottom every day. This here is a declaration of your state of health at the time
But
of your...
there's only good or very good on there.
So, you're not feeling so
No.
good? Well, don't forget to sign it then. Here's your wallet. I keep the passport. And you need to sign here that you got your things back.
You promise with all this signing you haven't...
That's not permitted.
Ah, so I'm in luck then. Just a minute, I was being a bit premature.
You should have checked for that before signing for it. Any subsequent...
Alright, just a joke. Is that it then?
Yes. You're free to go now, Mr. Michaels.
Amen.
Mr. Michaels?
Something else to sign?
No. I just wanted to inform you that your solicitor is assuming you're going to call him soon. Here's his card.
Got it. Catch you later, Constable. Free at last. Well, relatively. At least I can now prove my in. Now, let's see what my lawyer wants from me.
Vale, tenemos que llamar al abogado, así que vamos a ir a la cabina de teléfonos. Vamos a recoger la tarjeta que hay aquí. Y vamos a usar las dos tarjetas que tenemos. La primera va a llamar al abogado.
Mr. Jones from the law firm Jones & Partners.
Hello, Mr. Jones. Darren Michaels here.
Ah, Mr. Michaels, yes. The investigations are stagnating, rather. As long as there's no evidence for the allegations brought against you, on the other hand, your fellow countrymen want to step into the ring, too. The American embassy is on...
And what does that mean, exactly?
Well, that you're going to have to sit tight in Willow Creek for quite a... Inspector Spooner's investigation methods. You implied the last time...
Yes, it seems to me that Spooner isn't really bothered anymore.
Inspector Spooner just wanted to produce a guilty party and then get the case closed as soon as he... But he's rather used up all his ammo. Now he's hoping that the embassy will take the case
So he
off.
doesn't really seem to be interested in the truth.
Well, the truth, Mr. Michaels, as is generally known, the fact you've got bail is a good sign. Perhaps you should have a look yourself, now that you've been released, for some clues or slip-ups in the investigation. Would be best if you could get a copy of your file.
Are you convinced that I'm innocent, Mr. Jones?
Of course, Mr. Michaels. You think I could rep... Nevertheless, we should hurry up and find some solid...
This somebody who you maintain means well has paid the bail anonymously.
No problem. But it'll take a couple of days.
How long do I have to put up with this psychotherapy?
You're gonna have to hang in there for a few more rounds at least.
The last assessment was rejected. What good?
Forget about the authorities. You ever thought that you might actually...
You think I'm crazy?
Aren't we all? But seriously, Mr. Michaels, try and do something about your mental condition. If you end up having to face a lawsuit in the States, your family's mental history isn't going... So stop blocking shots and come out from behind your guard, man.
You said I should have another look at my file. Is it really so easy to do that?
Well, it depends on the inspector in charge. But if you flatter him a little, he might let you have a look. Otherwise, I could request a copy and send it on to you.
That's gonna take too long. I'll try to get my hands on it myself. Mr. Jones, did you find out anything about my identity? The police here don't seem to be putting any effort into it.
Yes. Concerning your identity, Mr. Michaels, it's hard to prove. Find documents, birth certificates, that kind of thing.
Whatever. I'll be in touch.
Keep your head up. Attack is the best form of defense.
Vale, y ahora vamos a usar la otra tarjeta para llamar a la vidente. Si me deja. Aquí.
Hello?
Welcome to Madame Fortuna's.
Yeah, hi. My name's Adrian.
Stop. Speak no more, Adrian. I know why you're calling.
Oh, really?
You want to find out about your future.
Yes.
Adrian, you've come. I will read your cards for today. Pick a card.
Over the phone.
Say stop.
Stop.
I've drawn the tower.
And I've put the pawn on A3.
Hmm? Tarot, Adrian, not chess. There will be drastic changes to your life. I see. Death.
Great.
You will be ripped apart by wild beasts.
Wild beasts. Huh.
But Adrian, there is something you can do.
Really? What then?
Stay away from beasts.
Yeah. Thanks. What a load of crap.
Vale, queremos el expediente de la ficha policial, vamos. Entonces vamos a volver a la comisaría y se lo vamos a pedir amablemente al inspector.
That's Chief Inspector Spooner, the man that made the last 3. Do you have a moment, Inspector?
If you're quick.
Why do you dislike me?
I'm a cop. You're a criminal.
Come on. A little bit of friendliness never hurt anyone.
Miss Valley was friendly.
It wasn't me. My doctor, Winterbottom, has she been living in
She
Willow?
moved here 10, 12 years ago.
Why? Because of the murders?
Ask her yourself.
What was it that brought you here?
I don't know what that's got to do with you.
What about your partner? He seems really busy.
Zach. He's not my partner, he's my constable. And yes, he's got...
And you really don't know who paid my bail?
It's paid to the court, not to me. I just got a letter.
The guy in the other cell,
Is a paragon of virtue.
what did he do?
He beat up annoying little Americans. Should I let him out?
All right, all right. This here village, Willow Creek, are there many criminals here?
Only since you turned up.
Does that mean it was quieter before? Not even a little bit of
Just
shop-
normal village life. Punch-ups, rape.
So pretty much nothing happening. Can I have a look at my file?
Why? Have you forgotten something you've done?
Apart from the fact that it wasn't me?
No, you can't have a look.
Could you make me a copy of it then?
Of course not. That's a police file.
Why should I want to set fire to the castle?
Well, it could be because you were shipped off to America as a kid and had a miserable life there. Until you found out that you'd been... Then you came back to England to take revenge on your...
What a load of crap.
So you finally admit it. It's all told. That's exactly why you have to see Dr. Winterbottom. And I'm gonna make sure that there are a lot more doctors taking care. I can tell you why it was you. Because you're bloody mad. You're obsessed with being a Gordon, a descendant of a murderer. It's some kind of justification for your irrational desire to burn and set fire to things.
It was Lewis. Damn you.
Oh yeah, the gardener. Then find him. He's disappeared without a trace since you've been here. Have you got him?
Have you found out anything about my ancestry?
Yep, I've got a copy of Darren Michael's birth certificate here. Born on the 27th.
And what about Adrian Gordon?
He's still dead in the Gordon crypt. That's what it says in the death certificate signed by Dr. Heinz Herman.
Fifth degree? In other words, only his ashes are left. How convenient. That's all for now.
I'm keeping my eye on you.
Vale, intentamos pedirle la copia al agente Zack.
Constable Zack. Can I disturb you for a minute?
No.
Y el inspector no los deja, así que tenemos que hacer que el inspector se vaya de la comisaría, ¿vale? Así que vamos a ir al café. Vamos a hablar con Denise.
At last, a ray of sunshine. I was beginning to think there were only... Hi, I'm...
I know. I recognize.
And you're not gonna run
I'd
away?
have a lot of running to do if I ran away from every weirdo in
You
this
really
town.
like living here, huh? Has anything exciting happened recently?
Apart from the fire at the castle? Wait a minute. Yeah, the...
Has this cafe been here long?
We were closed during the fair this year.
Is it even worth having a cafe here in the village?
You'll have to ask my dad. It's his cafe. Why do you ask?
Yeah, sure. Right next door. A Blackmere special cafe with...
Good idea. Could have come from Murray.
By the way, I'm Darren. Or Adrian Gordon.
I'm Denise. Or the one who's got no time for
Wow.
All right then, Darren.
So, what's a young woman like you doing in a
Hell
place?
yeah. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
You mean when the twice-yearly bus to London stops here?
Something like that.
Maybe I'll see you later.
Vale, vamos a mirar el mostrador.
Shame. No donuts left.
Y vemos que no quedan dos. Entonces le preguntamos otra vez a Denise.
Hello?
Hmm?
Are you out of donuts?
No, there are some in the storeroom, but they're reserved for the nice inspector. He buys them here every morning.
Of course. And what if I want one too?
Then bake one yourself.
When does the inspector usually come in?
He should have been here to pick up his donuts ages ago. He's probably been delayed by the scum of the earth.
Phew, nice description.
That's what Conrad calls his clientele, not me.
Conrad?
Conrad Spooner. That's what the inspector's called. Didn't you know?
I didn't know that donuts was so popular.
I don't know, but I do know that Spooner loves them. Just as much as those cops in American
And what does the dear inspector do when there aren't any donuts left?
He always gets what he wants. If need be, I bake him some.
Bien, entonces vamos a pedir un café.
I'd like a coffee, black.
Coming up.
Y mientras que Denise no lo prepara, vamos a venir a esta puerta.
I think the door leads into the store. Okay, I've got to come up with something that's gonna make Spooner hang out here in the cafe for a while.
Y vamos a intentar hacer que el inspector se retrase, ¿vale? Se salga de la comisaría y tarde en llegar, ¿vale? Entonces vamos a mirar el estante. Nos va a decir que hay una caja de donuts.
Full of stock for the cafe.
Vamos a coger la caja de donuts.
Those have to be the donuts specially reserved for Spooner.
Vamos a mirar el congelador.
A high-performance chest freezer with a glass lid. Not a lot.
Vamos a meter los donuts dentro.
If it gets wet,
Y ojo a esto, la junta está en un mal estado. Si se moja, seguramente no se pueda volver a abrir, ¿vale? Y casualmente tenemos un cubo de fregón aquí. Vale, metemos los donuts dentro del congelador.
I'll put the box of donuts in a nice visible spot in the freezer.
Y por ahora no podemos hacer nada más, así que vamos a salir de aquí.
This is hardly gonna stop Spooner though. I'm gonna have to make sure that the freezer...
Vale, tenemos que hacer que el congelador no se abra, ¿vale? Se quede congelado. Entonces vamos a salir a la plaza. Vamos a ir a la parte del pub. Y aquí encontramos una esponja. Lo vamos a
It
coger.
looks like it hasn't been used for a very long time.
Bien, y vamos a volver al congelador de Denise. Pedimos otro café.
Hello?
Hmm?
I'll have another coffee, please.
Sure.
Y volvemos a entrar a la habitación. Vamos a a mojar la esponja en el cubo de la fregona. Y la vamos a usar
The sponge is dripping now. I don't want to be carrying it around with me for too long.
en el congelador.
If I leave the wet sponge on the lid, I'm sure it would freeze onto it. It'd be a fascinating exercise, but not really all that.
Vale, tenemos que abrir primero el congelador. Ahora sí usamos la esponja.
Now it's open again. I'll wet the ceiling rubbers with the wet sponge. If you close the freezer now, the water will freeze and it'll be almost impossible to open it. Farewell, you donuts. Nobody's gonna be getting you out of there in a hurry. Now that ought to slow down the inspector's donut order somewhat.
Vale, pues ahora sí, vamos a hacer que el inspector se retrase. Ahí está.
Another one of these flat days today. I could really do with something to lift me up a little.
Edward could come along at any time. Better if we wait till this evening.
It's not Edward. Give me a...
Yeah, sure. I'll get you some. Conrad, your donuts seem to have ended up in the freezer.
Yeah? But can't you boil them in the oven for a bit?
The problem is, the lid's frozen solid.
Ah, I get it. You want me to help you warm up your frozen chest?
I think those two are gonna be busy for a while.
Bien, pues ahora que van a estar ocupados, vamos a la comisaría y vamos a hablar con el agente Zack.
Constable Zack seems okay. Plays by the letter of... Can I ask you something briefly?
Hmm?
Do you believe I set fire to the castle?
Well, Mr. Michaels, you claim to be Samuel Gordon's son.
I had that to defend myself with.
Against the mysterious secret order.
It's mentioned in the Gordon Chronicles.
500 years ago.
Forget it.
And then there was the thing with poor Miss Valley, right? We found your
I
trap.
told you, forget it. Spooner, your inspector, is he always so nice?
I don't know. He was in the homicide department in London until half a year ago. Then...
That explains a lot.
Since then, he's tried everything to get back out of here. He locks people up for the smallest of mistakes.
And you can't do anything about it.
What does a bear do about the winter? He rows himself up.
Can you make a copy of my file and send it to my lawyer?
Didn't he get one ages ago?
He, wants to have the current version.
Not possible.
Something wrong?
I'd forgotten. The copier gave up the ghost a few weeks back. But there's a new one on
Are
order.
you being serious?
It's not so bad. I have so little to do here, I could type up most of it.
I understand. So, would you be so kind as to...
No.
And what if I fix that thing?
All right, then. You go and see what you can do with it.
How long are you gonna look for Angelina?
She'll be deemed missing until we find her.
Even if she's long since dead?
We haven't found a body yet, Mr. Michaels.
How involved were you in the investigation of my case?
I searched the sewer system and the bunker.
And you didn't find any clues?
No.
That just can't be true.
It's bloody dark down there, Mr. Michaels, and full of rats. Not for the faint-hearted.
Is there anything new on the kidnapping? Have you spoken?
According to the statement, Tom was at Alton Towers with Bobby at the time.
And you don't find it a little bit strange that those two...
The only strange thing was that Bobby was in hospital for 2 days afterwards with concussion. But we've got a medical...
And what if Tom was lying?
We can't prove it. He had 2 tickets for the theme park and the paperwork from the hospital.
Damn. And the boy?
There's no one called Van Helsing in Wales.
Goodbye, Constable.
Bien, pues si queremos el expediente tenemos que arreglar la fotocopiadora, así que vamos al lío.
It can't be that difficult to fix a copier. What have we got here? The fuse has blown. Switch to turn it on. And you press the green. If I twist and connect the wires that work, it should be able to copy.
Bien, pues aquí tenemos el puzzle. Lo primero que vamos a hacer, vamos a quitar los cables chamuscados que no nos funcionan, no nos sirven. Estos cables no funcionan, así que los vamos a ir quitando. Son 4. Ahí está. Bien, y ahora con lo que nos queda tenemos que hacer que funcione la fotocopiadora, ¿vale? Tenemos que hacer que encienda la máquina. Para hacer que encienda vamos a cambiar este cable aquí. ¿Por qué? Porque si os fijáis, el botón de encendido tiene como tres enchufes, ¿no? Este y este. Vale, pues los que nos interesa son este, que es el que hace, digamos, que encienda a la luz, que está el cable aquí fuera, y este que enciende el chip, ¿vale? Luego, el botón verde vemos que es el número 1. Este sería el número 2 y este sería el número 3. Aquí tenemos que para que el 1 funcione tienen que estar esta y esta. Entonces cambiamos este cable aquí. Entonces ya tendremos enchufado el número 1. ¿Qué nos faltaría? Pues hacer que esta pieza y esta se unan. Entonces cogeríamos este cable y lo pondríamos aquí. Ahora debería encender y debería fotocopiar. Perfecto.
That should do it.
Vale, pues se lo decimos a la gente Zack.
Can I ask you something briefly? The copier is working again. Now, can you copy my file?
Sure. Then I'll send the copy to your lawyer. The copy of your file?
Then I can send it myself.
The inspector insists that no files can leave the building without...
I see. Damn. Constable? When does the mail go? My lawyer needs the file as soon as possible.
I'll post it later on. It ought to be collected this afternoon.
Thanks. Goodbye, Constable.
Vale, pues nos tenemos que hacer con el paquete, con el expediente, como sea. Así que vamos a venir aquí, vamos a coger la tablilla.
A piece of thin board.
Y esta tablilla la vamos a usar en el buzón, ¿vale?
The board is just the right size. It'll go straight on top of the mail bag, so that...
Bien, pues vamos a recoger el expediente. Vamos a abrirlo y a leerlo, ¿vale? Y esto es lo que nos va a servir como de diario en el...
Let's see what's in here. Friday afternoon, 12:30. Oh, they must have discovered the body then. The time of death from Miss Valley was the previous witness interviews. Let's see. It continues. Friday, 1837. Emergency service. Then, Saturday, 12:06 a.m. Fire under control. 3 bodies were retrieved. Lady Eleanor Gordon, Edward Bartholomew Bates, the butler, and Sally Wood. Also on Saturday morning, 12:12 a.m. Darren Michaels arrested on suspicion. Witness interviews on the subject unproductive, and Lady Victoria Gordon could not as yet be questioned. She Hey, it says here that Murray can't remember having seen me in the hotel on Thursday evening. That can't be right. That was exactly when he threw me out of the hotel. Evidence still insufficient to charge, but strongly suspected of crime. Current state of the investigation. Darren Michael's conduct, as well as his contradictory testimony, is currently being examined for plausibility by the psychiatric expert, Dr. Joyce Winnebon. Here's a note to Constable Zach. If he's diagnosed as nuts, will he have to be remanded in a loony bin? Oh my. Possible murder weapon, a torch, still smoldering, which was deportation to USA, not possible. Release of the suspect on bail on direction of the court. Dr. Good, and I've got 2 new goals already. Visit Victoria and see how she's doing, and let Murray know what I think. I'll write in the file so I don't forget. There are enough empty pages. I can stash the remains of my diary away with it as well.
Bueno, pues como decía, esto nos va a servir como el diario. Si habéis jugado a la entrega anterior, a Black Mirror 2, os acordaréis que teníamos el diario que podríamos usar, ¿vale? Para ir mirando las pistas y las tareas que teníamos que ir haciendo, ¿vale? En este caso, este está menos ordenado, el otro le tenías aquí la pestañita de tareas y te lleva directamente. Este tenemos que ir pasando páginas y por lo pronto tenemos que hacer 2 cosas. Ir a por hablar con Murray y hablar con Victoria, ¿vale? Pero antes vamos a entrar aquí en la tienda anticuada.
What's her problem?
Vamos a hablar con la dependienta.
That must be the shopkeeper with a whistle hung around her neck. Hello.
What do you want?
This is a shop, isn't it? Then maybe I want to buy something.
Okay.
I'm Darren, by the way.
I know exactly who you are.
Oh, really? Who am I then?
You're the arsonist who was in the newspaper.
I'm not gonna set your shop on fire. Anyway, I'm innocent.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
right.
And without a telephone, I'll just use my whistle.
The old woman who just ran out. Could it be that she's a little crazy?
Dorothy? Oh no, she's just as crazy. I mean, she's fine. The whistle was her idea.
What is this? Willow Creek's main shopping
Oh,
drag?
we've got everything that people need here. Usually, you can order too, but then it'll be delivered next week.
That won't be necessary. I'm just having a look around. Are you scared of me?
Of course not. I've got my whistle. As soon as anyone comes too close, I blow it. And it's so loud, even the gravedigger in Wormhill can hear it.
Clever, Abaya.
How do you know my name?
You've got that little badge on?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, your name's quite uncommon, Abaya. Where does it come from?
It's Indian. Don't you like it?
Oh, I do. It sounds very pretty. Does it mean anything?
The fearless one.
See ya.
I hope not.
Bien, pues vamos a coger un mapa.
Walking maps of the area. Indispensable for a suspected murderer. I don't know why I shouldn't just steal these maps. Everyone here thinks I'm a criminal anyway.
Así que volvemos a hablar con la
I'd
valla.
like to buy one of these walking maps.
Please take it. You don't need to come to the till. It's on the house.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Y ahora ya con el mapa podemos movernos más rápido, ¿vale? Entonces vamos a ir al hotel primero, vamos a hablar con Murray. Vale, todavía no me deja usar el mapa, vale. Pues vamos a venir al otro lado del puente. Vamos a ir camino al hotel.
Then let's see what Murray's got to say in his defense.
Mr. Michaels! Welcome back to Gordon's Palace. We missed you.
How's that? The last time we saw each other was Thursday, 3 weeks ago, when you threw me out of the hotel.
Thrown out of the hotel? How did that
The
happen?
thing with the sewers, the secret entrance in Angelina's room.
Really? Oh yes, there was something. I hope you're not going to bear a grudge, though, Mr. Michaels. I'm very happy. You'll also understand that I couldn't hold your reservation for such a long... But you can have another, a bigger, nicer one, for a small price.
So you've remembered then. Very good. Then please go right back to the police and tell them that you know exactly where I was on the evening that Miss Valley was murdered.
Was that the same day? Are you sure? Now, it may well have been. I don't...
Two-faced snake! I insist you march down to the inspector and tell him you want to change...
Mr. Michaels, you're free. I don't understand your problem.
I'm only out on bail.
Oh, my congratulations. I'm sure that wasn't cheap. However, in spite
You
of...
can't be serious. Thanks to you, I've just spent the past 3 weeks sitting in a cell as an innocent man.
Mr. Michaels, I really am extremely sorry, but I can't fulfill your request. My own credibility would be on the line if I were to simply change my mind. Unless...
Unless what? Come on, spit. Otherwise, I promise you that the murder series...
No. Admit, all the same, I would like a photo of you. Nothing sensational.
So they can send me straight into the madhouse. No way.
Okay, think about it. A watertight alibi for a tiny little amusing photo. It's not a bad...
You are one nasty dirtbag.
I'll even give you a camera to take it with. My best one.
Yeah. Does it still work using a lever?
It's a collector's piece. One of the first instant film cameras on the European. 15 years ago, a very well-groomed gentleman handed it over to me as a deposit in my... So, you can say that I obtained it quite legitimately. And now, I entrust...
That's okay. I'll work it out. If I choose to use it.
But that's not all. I've got another present for you. Here, a brand new rucksack. And free food and lodgings for as long as you wish, Mr. Michaels.
You really are a few cards short of a full deck.
Mr. Michaels, wait.
What do you want now?
Forget the woods. In front of the castle would definitely have much more impact. The photo, I mean.
And people think I'm crazy.
Bien, nos ha dado una mochila, vamos a abrirla a ver qué es lo que hay dentro, botón derecho.
Of my father's face on it. I'm not sure. Whatever. I'll sue him for that later. First of all, let's see.
Un mechero, un cuchillo lleno de sangre y una llave de alma. Vale, pues vamos a ir a la habitación un momentito, vamos a soltar las cosas que no nos hacen falta. Vamos a mirar ya que estamos aquí el plano del hotel para que nos diga...
The floor plan of the hotel. All of the rooms are drawn on it.
Que el despacho de Murray está justo al lado de nuestra habitación, ¿vale?
The room looks almost exactly the same as the other one. I bet Murray got a discount on the... While I'm here, I may as well put away the stuff I don't want to carry around with.
Vale, vamos a soltar la mochila y la llave de almas. Vamos a mirar la pared.
Murray's office is right behind this wall.
Perfecto. Pues de aquí ya nos podemos ir. Vamos a ir a hablar con Lady Victoria al castillo, ¿vale? Y de camino nos vamos a hacer la foto que nos ha pedido el carajote este. Así que tenemos que volver a Willow Creek, que ya creo sí me dejaría. Esto sí, pero el castillo... No me deja todavía, vale, pues volvemos a Willow Creek. Vamos a coger el camino al bosque. Y por aquí vamos a ir teniendo unos caminos, ¿vale? En algunos no nos va a dejar ir, como este. Por este sí nos va a dejar. Nos vamos a encontrar con esto, ¿vale? Por ahora no vamos a poder hacer nada. Vamos a seguir por el sendero. Y llegamos aquí al faro. Y si seguimos hacia aquí, llegamos a lo que era la escuela esta, ¿vale? Lo de donde está la academia, que no me salía. Vale, volvemos. Por aquí no hay nada que hacer. Pero huella de neumático, vale. Camino. Aquí tenemos otro sendero que no vamos a poder usar. Por aquí, aquí.
Aimlessly wander through the woods? No thanks.
Vale, por aquí tampoco.
All the warnings, the barbed wire.
Por ahora no vamos a poder, así que volvemos al principio. Cogemos por aquí. Y tenemos dos caminos, el que va al castillo y tenemos otro por aquí, camino sin asfaltar.
Village is a little bit of an exaggeration. I don't want to walk there though.
Y por aquí va a la iglesia, pero no tenemos motivo para ir, así que no podemos ir todavía. Seguimos para adelante, vamos a ir al castillo. Tenemos que hablar con Lady Victoria.
Spectacular backdrop, huh? But as I'm already here, I gotta look in on Lady.
Y ya que estamos aquí, pues nos vamos a hacer la foto que nos ha pedido el carajote de Murray.
I can't be bothered with that now. I want to go and see Lady Victoria first.
Ah, vale, pues entonces hay que hacerlo después. Vale, pues nada, después lo haremos. Intercomunicador. Lo usamos.
You've got a new doorbell.
Who's there?
My name's Adrian Gordon. I'd like to see Lady Victoria, please. Hello?
Come in, Mr. Wood. Lady Victoria has just arrived.
Yes, of course.
Please excuse the chaos. The builders are working on a renovation.
You're looking after Lady Victoria?
Yes. I'm a trained nurse of your...
great-grandmother.
I take care of all of your great-grandmother's needs.
Thank you, Miss...
Angelini. Sister Angelini.
Thank you, Sister Angelini. Can I just ask you something? Do you think that being in the middle of a construction site is the
Lady Victoria was most insistent that she said that she'd been born here and that and the walls here are rather thick. She doesn't hear that much, at least.
How is Lady Victoria?
As well as can be expected. She's not speaking to me, unfortunately.
God, looks like a death chamber in here. Oh, I can feel a chill right through.
Bien, pues vamos a hablar con Lady Victoria.
Victoria, my great-grandmother. Hello, Victoria? It's me, Adrian. Did you put up the bail for me? Are you being well looked after? Victoria, are you okay? Victoria, I need your help. Really. The police don't believe me. How can I make them understand that I'm Adrian Gordon when the name Darren Michaels is printed in my passport? Victoria, you're the only one who can help me. Please. I'm sorry about what happened to Bates, Eleanor, and Sally. It must be awful for you.
Adrian, tell me the truth. Was it
No,
you?
Victoria, it wasn't me. It was Lewis. He did what Angelina told him to do. She was behind all the murders. It was her who also lured me here because she needed me for, well, you know, the curse which only affects the male. She wanted to achieve what Samuel was trying to prevent. She was possessed by it. She lied.
What's all that, Adrian? You sound like a... Why should I believe you? Why have you... Things were going well for you in America. Bates would still be alive. Eleanor, you're too weak. His ghost rides you like a child rides a rocking horse. Just disappear again, Adrian. Do me a favor and go back to where you came from before the other half of the castle goes up in flames.
What have you done to her?
Nothing at all. I've been talking with her, that's all.
You'd better go now. Your great-grandmother needs peace and quiet.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't want that. I'm sorry.
Just go, please.
Now, it's not just everyone in the village that hates me. Real good job, Darren. If I wasn't already doing it, I'd be signing.
Bien, para así vamos a coger la cámara y la vamos a usar con el castillo.
Oh well, here goes nothing.
Bien, pues vamos a volver al hotel para darle la foto a Murray.
So there, you've got your stupid photo. Happy?
Oh, I can hardly recognize a thing.
Me in front of the castle as agreed?
I'm sure you know how important my exonerating statement in the Valley murder case is.
Murray.
Okay, I'll take it.
First, go to the police station.
All right, then, I'll go today. I'm an honorable businessman.
And I'm a possessed madman.
I suggest taking a rest in your room first, and then when you wake up, everything will have been sorted with the police.
I really could use some sleep.
Vale, venimos a la habitación y nos vamos a encontrar una carta en el suelo, ¿vale?
Huh. Someone shoved something under the door.
Puedo ayudarte a demostrar tu inocencia porque creo en ella. Pero también tengo que poder fiarme de ti. Aún no podemos reunirnos, por eso voy a enviarte pistas. Si quieres aceptar mi oferta, encontrar la primera en la tumba de tu padre.
That's a bit confusing. Who's this? He doesn't have an interest in proving my innocence. And anyway, he would just tell me. But who else knows I'm living here in the hotel? I need to follow this up carefully, and I ought to find out where the graveyard is around here.
Bien, pues ya tenemos otro sitio donde ir, al cementerio, así que vamos a hablar con Murray ya que estamos aquí. Vamos a preguntarle por la carta.
My favorite hotelier. Hi, Murray.
Oh, the esteemed Mr.
Do you know the inspector, Mr.
Oh, yes, I certainly do. He was here twice. But good for business, too. How often, as a tourist, do you have the chance? Unfortunately, he confiscated all of your and Miss Angelina's personal effects.
What bad luck. So, anything exciting happen?
You mean, apart from Miss Valley's murder and the castle burning down and, well, the fair's finished. In its place, we now have a new exhibition in... Oh, you should definitely see that. It's worth it.
Oh, yeah. For you, most... Murray, do you know where the local graveyard is?
A graveyard? Didn't you want to take
I'm not
a
up for resting anymore.
I'm sure you can't mean the graveyard behind the hotel. It's
being what?
I've had it removed for the time being, so I can relocate it. In a sense, it means I can charge more for some of the rooms.
You've had the Gordon family graves leveled?
To be quite honest, there was only Lothar Gordon's grave there. The family crypt is in the churchyard at Wormhill.
Ah, right. In Wormhill, then. But you know I had nothing to do with the fire, don't you?
Yes, well, according to the papers...
Yeah, the British tabloid press is world-renowned for its...
Well, of course, they don't always have the whole truth in there, but the headlines do help me to keep...
In this case, at my expense. The woods around Willow Creek are pretty gloomy.
The woods are quite exceptional, I'll have you know. Full of ghosts and demons. The perfect backdrop for all of the grisly murders that have happened here and are...
You can hardly wait, right?
I've lived here long enough to know that patience is a virtue.
Why don't you go out and kill a few people yourself if you're so hot on it all?
I'm a businessman, not a murderer. A small but absolutely fine distinction.
Is this note here from you?
Pardon? No, I speak to my guests personally when
Was there anyone here asking for me earlier?
No, you're simply not well known enough.
See you, Murray.
Back to work.
Vale, pues podemos salir de aquí. Y vamos a ir a la iglesia, al cementerio que está aquí arriba, pero no nos va a dejar ir así, así que tenemos que venir por el camino, ir al bosque. Vamos aquí al castillo y ahora sí, giramos aquí a la izquierda. Camino sin asfaltar. Vamos a llegar a la iglesia y vamos a echar un vistacillo por allí. Aquí tenemos un sendero.
Why should I go into the middle of the woods?
Pero no nos deja, así que va al bosque, va a la iglesia, que diga. Bien, tenemos el cementerio por aquí. Vamos a observar esto.
Gravestones without names. That's William Gordon's grave, my great-grandfather. He died in August 1981. That's the Gordon family crypt. The musty skeletons of my hands. I'm not interested in paying them.
Vale, ya sabemos que están ahí todos los Gordon. Vamos a la iglesia. Miramos por aquí el portón, que no está cerrado.
Locked. That's probably the priest's house back there.
Bien, y ahora sí, entramos en la iglesia. Vemos que aquí hay una persona en el confesionario, así que...
Who's that? Doesn't look like the priest.
Vamos a hablar con él.
Hey, you there. Good morning.
What the... Oh, I'm sorry, lad.
In the confession box?
The bench has a cushion on it, at least.
You're not the priest, are you?
God forbid. I'm Mark, the grave digger.
Do you know Wormhill well?
Of course, but it's just a few houses on the back of the woods. There's more life in here.
No, I'm just trying to get an idea of the place.
Looking around this graveyard would give you a better idea of the place. And should you want to...
Thanks for the tip, but I'm in no hurry to die.
Maybe Death's in a hurry to come and get you.
What is it you actually do?
answer stupid
I mean, digging graves can't be all you do.
Yeah, you're right, lad. I don't just dig. I repair. And if you think that the weeds grow on their own around here, then think again. It ain't weeds.
What did you mean by that? You guard the graves?
Well, because of the clientele. So they don't...
Which dogs?
Well, strays from around here. For them, a graveyard is...
An underground hot dog stand?
Yeah, exactly. With a bloody tough sausage.
You must have a lot to do around here, being the gravedigger.
Oh, that's right. My job here is quite secure.
Can you tell me anything about the church?
What do you mean then, lad? Who built it? It certainly wasn't me. Must have been around the time Marcus Gordon was alive.
Yes?
He ran out of stone, and they say he took stone, demolished his own castle to finish the...
A model Christian.
Perhaps his time was running out.
A crypt that's 100 feet tall with an altar and a bell tower, all for him alone.
All those toffs are. No, he treated him...
It's quite a woody area.
That's also supposed to be the reason it's
the evil of the woods? People around here read too many...
Or have experienced it themselves.
No.
They say there's plenty to see. Murderers. There are many stories about it. Probably.
The woods around Willow Creek strike me.
Yes, and the number of wild boars in there is uncanny. But I've got some crafty traps set. The priest gave his permission.
You don't happen to know, being the gravedigger and all, where Samuel Gordon's grave is? He must have been buried in 1981.
That's a tough one, lad. So many people died here 12 years ago. Good and evil alike in the street. You'd be better off talking to Father Frederick, the priest.
Where would I find the priest then?
Today? Well, you won't find him at all. He left around me.
I'd better be going.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad.
Vale, pues nos estamos acercando al final del capítulo. Se ha hecho de noche y vamos a ir al bosque, como nos ha contado el enterrador, ¿vale? Entonces vamos a tener una escena de estas de las que hay que moverse rápido.
Those must be wild boars. They're supposed to be... Or demonic hellhounds, as they say.
Vale, en cuanto que nos deje tenemos que entrar por aquí por el sendero.
I better get out of here fast if I don't want to get mauled. I can't keep this up for too long. How come I'm not waking up? Have they gone? Calm before the storm? I think I better wait until those beasts have lost their appetite.
Vale, nos hemos refugiado en la cabaña y ahora resulta que no podemos salir, ¿vale?
What the? Looks as though the door's been bolted from the outside. But how can that be?
Bien, pues tenemos que salir de esta cabaña y así terminaríamos con este primer capítulo, ¿vale? Lo primero que vamos a hacer, vamos a venir aquí y vamos a usar el mechero en la lámpara de aceite. Con esto vamos a ganar luz.
That's better.
Perfecto.
I can see now.
Bien, vamos a mirar la cama.
Damn, don't say somebody lives here. There's something lying under the bed, but I can't get at it.
Vale, hay algo debajo de la cama, así que vamos a coger el rastrillo. Lo vamos a usar con la cama. Y vamos a coger una caja, ¿vale?
Gotcha.
Abrimos la caja.
Cardboard box. Somebody scribbled something on the lid. I can't decipher it. The word definitely begins with an R though. A rag doll. Pretty ugly and worn out. Yep, that's his doll. Mr. Strange. How'd it get here? And why is Ralph left? What else have we got? A luminous sticker with a smiley on it. And a cork from a bottle. This must be Ralph's shack. Or his hideaway.
Bien, vamos a mirar la sombra que hay aquí.
A peculiar shadow.
Entonces vamos a mirar la lámpara de aceite.
I think I know where that mysterious shadow's coming from.
Y conseguimos una llave, ¿vale? Con esta llave vamos a abrir
And so the key falls into my possession.
el candado que hay aquí.
Fits. As I thought, full of junk. So let's have a look. Damn! That looks like one of the robes and the masks from the order that was after me. Huh. But at the same time, it's also proof that the order existed. I'll take it with me. There's some paper in the robe. Seems to be a letter to the order. Quite badly torn. Unable to stop the evil, already sacrificed.
Incapaces de
His
detener el mal.
objective or something
Sacrificado.
happens to me. No traces
No sé qué pone
to
ahí.
be...
Objetivo o algo me ocurre impedir que encuentren un rastro.
I'm not completely certain, but it appears to be a request to cover up all traces of the order. That would explain. Perhaps I'll find something useful after all.
Un sacacorchos. Una regla.
A corkscrew and a yardstick. They look in reasonable shape. I'll take them. Whoa, chainsaw. I've got a feeling that this baby's gonna come in handy.
Vale. Tenemos que escaparnos. Así que tenemos que coger la lima. Tenemos que coger la lata de gasolina que hay aquí arriba.
A file. Huh. The escape tool of choice.
Y vamos a mirar
That's paint thinners or gasoline for cleaning.
los tablones que hay aquí.
Here sure creak loudly.
Vale, cruje un montón, ¿no? Vale, pues vamos a usar la lata de gasolina. Si me deja aquí con la motosierra.
The tank's just about half full. Hopefully.
Vale, usamos el corcho para que no se salga la gasolina.
All right, that ought to hold. Now we can get going.
Vale, ya tenemos la motosierra preparada. Ahora vamos a mirar con el mechero los tablones para ver qué es lo que hay.
There's a hell of a draft through the gaps in the boards. This shack's obviously not built on solid ground.
Vale, vamos a usar las reglas para ver si hay suficiente espacio.
Interesting. There's at least half a meter of space below the boards. The shack. The next time I'm being pursued by hellhounds and hide in a shack, I'll look out for that.
Bien, pues ahora sí, vamos a usar la motosierra.
I'll just cut myself a trapdoor in the floor. It can also be closed again in an emergency. Cool. I can sneak outside through the hole.
¿Dónde está? Agujero.
Good. Let's try it. I'm better leaving the heavy junk here. Good. No wild beasts for miles. Weird. No tracks. The beasties couldn't have just disappeared. No.
Vale, pues como veis aquí termina el capítulo 1, empezaría el capítulo 2, vamos a dejar el prólogo del capítulo 2 en este vídeo y en cuanto que termine el prólogo pararemos el vídeo para continuar desde ahí en el siguiente.
Describe what you saw.
I saw myself as a child. I was playing with my sister in the woods. It's not far away from the castle. I could see it behind the trees. There was a man there, too.
Could you make out who it is?
No, he had his back to me. But something very bad has happened.
What's happened?
My sister, she's fallen in a hole. She's screaming.
Adrian, you're not there anymore. Remember what you did.
I ran to the hole. I don't know. I can't remember. You woke me up before I could help her.
I didn't wake you up, Adrian. You woke up of your own accord. It would appear everything in you is trying to fend off.
Or I just can't remember.
The memory is still there. You just need to let it.
It's easy for you to say.
Perhaps you should tackle this memory in a conscious state. Try and find the place in the woods that you saw. You need an anchor in the present.
If you say so.
And with regards to the hallucinations, I've ordered a medication. It should help to suppress them.
Very good. I'll take it. At least you can rely on conventional medicine.
Please take this prescription and give it to a buyer in the shop. She'll give you the medication.
Oh, she's a pharmacist too?
In a little village like this, everyone has more than one role.
Bien, por lo dicho, lo dejamos aquí y continuamos con este capítulo 2 en el siguiente vídeo.